Welcome. Today we're going to discuss the technique Falling Falcon, its execution, some of the things that can go wrong during its execution, things you should know and you can do to compensate for those issues, and just general things that you can know about the technique. So let's start out with the attack. This is of a direct lapel grab. This could also be done to the center or even to the right, but it doesn't typically work for the right. So if you did to the right, we have techniques for that like dominating circles where we attack low, bend them back, and then take them down face down. This is going to be doing the opposite of that, where we do it to the opposite side and we do the high and then take them down face up. We also have things like glancing salute or trigger salute that we do for opposite sides, but that's what you want to think about. So as we're doing this technique, you want to think trigger salute, where I'm getting him to bend backwards, but I'm using a long range weapon, and we're on the inside. I'm now going to be stepping to the outside and using a short range weapon. But you want to think of this just like trigger salute. Now keep in mind, if he was a lot taller than me, this technique wouldn't work as the way it's written. I would have to do something like trigger salute, where I'd start pushing him and then maybe potentially bring him down and then go into the Falling Falcon. So keep that in mind, that not every technique is executed the way that it's written based on your environment and your situation and obviously yourself. So let's talk about what's happening here. We're stepping to the outside of the body, so the first thing that can go wrong is I try to take a really big step and I'm straddling. So remember, I don't want to do that. I just want to get to the outside of his leg, and again, I'm going to cancel his depth and his height using the forearm. So the first thing that can go wrong is I try to hit in the air as I'm stepping, and I have no base. So the first thing I want to do is establish that base and then deliver the strike. So if you notice, the idea is to bend him back. I'm not trying to push this guy back and lose control of him. This technique deals with a lot of contact manipulation, so you want to make sure you keep him compact or attached to you. We're going to use our anchored elbow for the pin so that he can't go away. And as I establish and I step over. The next thing I want to do is not muscle this guy. I don't want to try to use my muscles to take him down. I want to use the rotation and the fact that he's already bent back to make him fall. This is kind of like sword and hammer, where I get him to bend and then I spike him to the ground by rotating. Also think of it like leap of death, where we do it to the arm on the outside. We're now doing it on the inside. So now let's talk about the technique itself. There's the long version of a technique, the short version, the middle version. This is dealing with the long version, where we're showing you all these breaks, but you could just as easily right now cover out and leave, or you can skip the middle and go straight to the end. That would be the middle version of the technique. But we're going to stick to the long version, which is showing you all the breaks. So keep that in mind. We're showing you how to break the elbow using different parts of our body. We're not encouraging you to try to do all the breaks back to back, because that would be bad for you. If I break his arm and then try to do that again, I'm going to impale myself with all the bones that are sticking out potentially. So you don't want to do that. This is just showing you how to do that with different parts of your body. So when I take him down, the first one could potentially be here with the knee or with my hand. The next thing we're going to do is the barber pole. So I'm going to go around to close that circle. Remember, I always want to have that control. I don't want both hands on one side where he starts to slip out. So we had the knee for the ideal face. Again, you could easily just do the end, but we're going to do the knee. I'm going to barber pole to get to the other side so that I can now do the hand on this side. Potentially, depending on, again, how big you were, where he landed, you could also potentially try to do it against this leg, but it's not going to be likely, especially with my size, where we are. So what we end up doing instead is, again, using the leg, where I deliver the knee. Now keep in mind, one's teaching you how to do target to weapon, where I bring the target to the weapon to break it. This is teaching me how to bring the weapon to the target so that I can break it, right? So I do the knee, which cocks the foot, so now I use it so I can kick to the jaw, replant. Once again, I can go back to the knee here, or this is where we show the right hand. And then once we've shown you all the different ways we can do that, we move to the shoulder joint. So now we're going to kick through the joint. So the thing that can go wrong here is, because we're used to doing it to our friends, we let go of the arm and kick, and if you notice, I glance and I miss, and I don't have the alignments that I need to actually affect the shoulder. So what I want to do is keep control of it and think I'm going up at a 45, and I'm hitting with the top of the foot, not like a ball kick where you would do like a front kick. So this is the top of the foot, and you're going up at a 45 like you're punting a football. Now obviously, for the sake of my opponent or my friend, I'm going to let go and not break his arm as we do the technique. The next thing you want to talk about is the orbital switch. So I'm kicking on this line, and then switching my circle to this line so I can do the reverse shovel kick. Now, reverse shovel kick, you're hitting with the heel, followed by the ball of the foot, as opposed to hitting with the ball of the foot and then the heel. So let's do that one more time. We'll do it towards the camera so you can see it from a different angle. I'm going to establish my base, pin, step forward, get him to lean back. I'm just going to trip him over by rotating and continuing to press down. Again, I have the knee break here. You could easily add the hand. Barber pull so you don't lose control. Switching to this side. Remember, we're doing the long version. This is doing mirroring. So whatever we do on the left, we're doing on the right. Weapon to target instead of target to weapon. Get your kick. Barber pull again on the other side. Hit, control. Again, this could potentially be the knee again if you needed to. Don't let go of the hand while you kick. Kick up at a 45. Orbital switch with the heel. Downward with the ball of the foot for the downward looping roundhouse. We'll do the execution a little bit quicker without the explanation on this angle. Up. We hope this video helps you. Thank you very much.